Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Ria, and in today's video we are going to be reading books off of my physical TBR. I've recently filmed an entire physical TBR video that will be uploaded probably before this one goes up, but I have so many books on my physical TBR, and if you have watched that video you will see quite the amount I've got and you will see every single book I have to read. So yeah, I'm going to be trying to get through some of those books over the course of the next week or so. I just fancy mood reading the books on my physical TBR. I have so many good books to pick up and so many I'm so excited about, and I just feel like it's time to get around to them. I'm going to bring you along with me. I think the first book I'm going to read in this video is going to be Foxglove by Adalyn Grace, but I think that's the book I'm going to start with for this video. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, like, subscribe, let me know, and I hope to see you again soon. Also, before I leave you, I recently bought, literally just now, I don't know why I said recently, I literally just bought a Wild deodorant because the deodorant I've been using is just about running out. It's literally upside down because I need more of the liquid, I guess, to be at the applicator. I was looking in the shop and I saw this one and I was like, should I get it? I'm really excited to try this out. I've heard so many good things about it, and honestly I'm not a pink girl, but I think it's such a nice shade of pink. The scent I've got is Cherry Blossom. It's so subtle but it's so nice. I really like it and I'm looking forward to trying this out, so I will keep you updated and let you know if I do recommend these, because they are kind of expensive when you first buy them, but obviously in the long run it's better for the environment because you're not getting rid of all the plastic when you use one of these. I've wanted one for so long now that I think I may as well just try it. Like, what is the actual harm in trying it? Just thought I'd bring you guys along with me because, I mean, I want to give you guys my honest opinion on it, and I know it's a very widely known company. I think it's such cute packaging. It's so versatile as well, so there is that. It is the next day now and I have an update for this video already. I want to become way more committed to updating whenever I have some sort of feelings that I haven't told you about. I know yesterday when I started this video I said I was going to be reading Foxglove. I ended up not picking that one up first of all because I don't know, I couldn't focus on it and I just wanted something that I felt like reading, and I felt like picking up Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I'm actually so excited to be reading Emily Henry's books because she is one of the most talked about authors on BookTok. If you are a romance reader, I feel like you would have heard Emily Henry's name at least once. See, I really wanted to go into this one first of all. I don't know why, it just, reading the back of it, it sounded the most appealing to me. I am not regretting this decision to pick this one up because this, I'm literally only on chapter 5, which is 66 pages into this book. I am loving this so much already, and it's taken me a while to get through, but I am really enjoying it. I love Nora. Literally, so far, everything we've gotten from her, I love her. And Charlie as well. I mean, we haven't seen a huge amount of him. They've actually spoken to each other once, but I think they email. It's just so funny. She is so comedic in a monologue. She is so funny. I'm really, really enjoying this so far. I don't know what I was expecting going into these because obviously so many people adore her books, but I am really enjoying this. Like I said, I know I've got so much more of this book to go, but so far I am really enjoying this. I can't wait to see where it goes. I can't wait to see them interact more. I love that she's a New York City girl. I am a New York City lover. I'm a New York City girl in my heart. I just love how much she loves it and I love how much she talks about it. It's just like, she's me. Do you know what? I don't think I've actually read a book about a literary agent before and an editor. I love how much she cares about her work. Like, she's very dedicated to her work. She really cares about it. It's something that drives her. Really loving this. And also I just love these covers. I know I've said it about 1,000 times. I'm really enjoying this so far and I cannot wait to continue it. If you didn't know, this book is about Nora, who her entire life is books, if you can't already tell from what I've said. She works in New York as a literary agent and it's her entire life basically. She's very dedicated to her work. She's constantly reaching out to clients, talking to clients, trying to help them. She thinks of herself as not the standard type of book heroine. If you watch a rom-com movie and you see the main characters, she's the kind of one that's like always embarrassing herself, etc. She's the one that you don't see have a romance. She's like the comedic side character basically. Her sister's basically been asking to go away with her so she can have her own romantic story for herself. She wants her to make her own story by doing this. So they go away to this small town, and instead of meeting these like small town men, she keeps bumping into the editor that she first met in the prologue, Charlie Lastra. It's kind of going from there. I've not gone very far through, so I've only read to the point where they've just arrived in this small little town. But so far, so good. So I will continue reading and I will update you when I have more thoughts, more feelings. Okay, I am here with an update. I think I updated you when I was literally just starting it. I think I was around 67 pages in. It's been 2 days since then and I've finished this. I finished it this morning. The first thing I did this morning, I read the last 100 pages. I feel like it was such a fun read, but it also incorporated some deeper topics that I wasn't necessarily expecting. This was a very good book to start off with for my Emily Henry journey. I loved these characters so much. I loved Nora. I feel like I saw myself in her so much, and I've seen other people say that everyone sees himself in her. But I don't know, I feel like she was just such a relatable, realistic character. Like, she was so driven to do well in her career. She just wanted to be successful and she worked to be successful. Just loved her character. She was so nice, but she still had her walls up. She still had things that caused her to not be so open to meeting people and just letting her walls down so easily. And then we had Charlie, the main male character. I mean, what can I even say about him? He was everything. Such a lovable character. He was just the male version of Nora, if that makes sense. Like, he was literally her, a man. He was there for her all the time with literally no questions asked. And the way they got to know each other, it was just perfect. Their banter, they were both so funny as well. Like, I found myself actually laughing at some of the things they said. I loved their connection, I loved their friendship, I loved everything about them. I loved Emily Henry's writing, I loved how funny she is. I just feel like this was the perfect story for me in that moment. It didn't quite give me 5-star feels, I don't know what it was about it, but I rated it a 4.25, okay? Normally I don't do like quarter stars because I feel like surely at that point it's either a 4 or a 4.5. But no, it didn't feel quite like a 4.5, it didn't feel quite like a 4. It felt like a 4.25. I can't explain it. I'm really pleasantly surprised by this. I was very skeptical going into Emily Henry's books that they were just going to be like kind of mid. But so far, I know I've only read one book by her, so far I'm seeing where the hype's come from, because this was actually just such a fun read. I can't wait to read more by her. So happy I picked this up when I did. I feel like it found me at the perfect time. Now that I'm done with Book Lovers, I'm thinking of either going into The Crown of Gilded Bones, which I've gotten 13 chapters through and I've just not continued since then. The other book I'm also thinking of picking up is City of Souls and Sinners by Kayla Edwards. This is one of the books on my June TBR, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to continuing this world. I loved City of Gods and Monsters and I'm so excited to see where the story goes from where it ended. I will update you again in a little bit. I have a very minor update for you guys. So I've started A Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden, which is the first book in the Sacred Stones trilogy. I heard so much about this book. I honestly, going into it, didn't really know what it was about, but reading it, I feel like it's not what I expected. I'm just over 100 pages in. I do have some thoughts. I mean, I am enjoying this book, do not get me wrong, I have really been enjoying it, but some stuff has just happened and this girl is saying, please skip, actually before I say this, because I don't know if it's a spoiler, it probably is, please skip ahead. I will put a timestamp in because it's potentially a spoiler, but there is something has just happened and the main female character in this book is feeling very betrayed after finding out this. What I don't understand is this girl is in a kingdom that is not her own. She's been taken prisoner and she's shocked by what has just been revealed and she feels like she's been betrayed. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, yeah girl, you're just trusting someone too quickly. You actually don't have the right to be annoyed, if I'm being completely honest. As a prisoner in a kingdom you're not used to, you've never been in before, you've heard awful rumours about, you should not be trusting someone like that. You've spoken to this person 3 times. That kind of thing really annoys me, and then they have the cheek to act like they've been hurt. I'm just gonna keep reading. I literally just had to say my thoughts and my piece on that as I read it. Apart from that, I am enjoying it. I will say the one thing that is annoying me, slightly apart from this, is the writing's kind of weird. Don't get me wrong, I know writing is different in every single book, it's not always going to be the same, but in this, I don't know what it is, it's just so different. I've seen other people describe it as it reads like a YA. I don't think it reads like a YA, I just don't think it reads smoothly. It reads in a way I'm not used to, I've never experienced it before, and it is kind of irking me. Not my favourite book ever so far, but again, I'm only 100 pages into it. I think we're just kind of learning the world at this point still. I honestly don't have a clue what this book is about. I don't know where it's going to lead to. So far, we've seen our main female character, Arwen, taken prisoner by the soldiers of Onyx Kingdom. They've taken her basically in her brother's place because he escaped from wherever he was. I don't know what he was doing. She basically got caught because of it. So we are seeing that kind of play out, and then she's now in this kingdom that she's not used to, that she's heard loads of bad stories about, and she can't really escape either because there's like a whole forest that's supposedly really dangerous. That's all I really know so far. I mean, apart from what I've said, I don't really have any thoughts. So I will continue reading it and I will update you again once I'm a bit further through. I have an update for you. I ended up DNFing this book at around 63% of the way through because honestly, everything about it was just not right for me personally. I was trying to push through and get to the end, but I just could not do it. The first bit that I was kind of funny about straight into this book was the writing. It just didn't read easily for me. It didn't read smoothly. It felt like I was reading the thoughts of a 12-year-old. It just didn't feel right. It wasn't, again, easy to read. It felt clunky, but I pushed through that. I thought, yeah, I'll just get used to it, which I did. It didn't get worse. It just continued that way, and I feel like it wasn't the worst writing I've ever read, but it wasn't the best. It felt like a first draft. It felt like a 12-year-old's thoughts. That's the first thing I noticed straight out of picking this book up, that it was just a little bit iffy. And then we get to the Onyx Kingdom, which is where this is basically set. It's one of the kingdoms in this world, and we reach there because she's been taken captive. And whilst we're there, the things that I notice are the female main character, in my opinion, is really annoying. She's like purposely stupid. She actually acts stupid on purpose, I swear to you. She acknowledges that something is like a bad idea and then she chooses to do it anyway. And then, like I said before, she was shocked when a stranger in a kingdom she wasn't used to, in a kingdom she's heard loads of bad stories about, betrays her, because you can't even say betrays her because they're a stranger. And then she goes on to act like a child. This is labelled as like a romance fantasy, but can I just say, where's the actual romance? Where's the yearning? Where's the connection that we build upon before we get like attraction? Because genuinely, what the hell have I read? The Insta-lust was crazy for me. There was no chemistry between these characters. There was no build up to them admitting to their feelings. There was nothing. I just found like I was being told things rather than shown things. Not to be like rude, but it just didn't feel like good world building either, because the world is quite simple. The entire thing feels clunky. Everything about this kind of irked me in some way or another. Over half of this, the characters were annoying. There was literally no connection between these characters at all, and I'm not talking the romance side of things, I'm talking the general, every friendship, everything. There was no connection between any of these characters. I don't believe in any single friendship, none, because it was so surface level in every single way. Definitely give it a try for yourself, but for me, this wasn't it. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna say for now. I'm gonna move on to my last book for this video. I don't know what to read. I'll update you once I've chosen my next book and I'm a little bit of the way through. It is time for me to give you an update on where I'm at with reading my TBR. I started this vlog, I want to say like 2 weeks ago now. It's been so long. I've just been so busy. I've had literally zero time to read recently. But since finishing that book, I did decide to pick up Reign of Shadows and Endings by Melissa K. Rorick. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. I've read like literally most of it over the past 2 days, and I am actually really enjoying this. I won't lie, it is not for everyone, and I know that, and I don't want you to go into it if you don't think it's going to be for you. It is a good book in my opinion. It's just, it might not be for you because of the topics it talks about. It's just not done in a way where it's romanticized, okay? Melissa has done it in a way where it's just what the world is about. In my opinion, to be fair, I don't think you can complain really when it's quite realistic to what our world is like. Do with that what you will. I mean, if you've read this, I hope you agree, because personally I've seen some things and I do think like, yeah, that actually happens in real life. I don't know if that's just like a me opinion or what, but I personally do think that a lot of what happens in here does reflect the way things happen in day-to-day life. I am on chapter 33. I am on page 471. Since I got through the first 150-ish pages, I have really been invested in this story. I love our female main character. I feel like I've connected to her. I feel very sorry for her. I am enjoying this book, but I despise the world. Like, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Because the world is set up so well that I hate it so much, and it is intentionally doing that. You're not meant to enjoy this world. You're not meant to enjoy these characters. The main male character and his friend, his brother, they've been raised in ways in which they believe that the way they are treating the female main character and the Fae in general is the way it's supposed to be, and it's what's expected of them, what's allowed. It's just the norm in their world. And even the Fae, even the female main character at the beginning at least, believe this is how it's meant to be. This is just what they are made for. To be completely honest, the female main character pretty quickly snaps out of it and is like, why are you actually treating me that way? Like, why do you think you can act like this towards me? Why do you think you can expect these things of me? I am really enjoying it, and I feel like I get sucked into it every time I pick it up to continue reading. I'm invested. I spent 400, almost 500 pages with these characters. I want to see them develop. I just think that they need to go through some serious therapy. In this world, there are the Legacy, the Fae, and the Mortals. The Mortals are kind of like left alone as long as they do kind of what they're there to do, as in like they aren't really cared about. They just kind of do the jobs the Legacy don't care about. Like, the Legacy and the Fae, they are kind of the main characters in the story. The Mortals are kind of forgotten about, and then the Fae are basically there to serve the Legacy, and the Legacy are like these powerful beings that the gods placed in this world. So they're like the most powerful out of the Fae and the Mortals. They have more power, but because it's more, it drains a lot faster, and it's a lot harder for them to replenish that power in the speed of which the Fae can, even though the Fae are less powerful. And that is why these Legacy, or the most powerful Legacy, the heirs to the kingdoms in this world, they take sources. So they are bonded together, the Legacy and the Source, so the Legacy can access the Fae's power. So then our female main character, Tessa, she's basically like this forgotten character at the beginning. She doesn't think anything of herself. She just thinks she's about to go live a life of servitude to one of the kingdoms in Devrim. But it ends up being that she is selected by one of the kingdoms to be one of the heir's sources. From that point onwards, she is bonded to this heir, fights against it at every point and turn. At the point I'm at, we're just kind of still learning the world, learning what the main male character wants. It's very much, there are loads of secrets, and we the readers, even though we are getting the point of views of both characters, we don't know the entirety of it. We are learning as we read. I have such a love-hate, mainly hate relationship with the main male characters in this book. That is kind of where I'm at the moment. I mean, I'm sure a lot is going to happen in the last 200 or so pages. I'm desperate to go into the next one as soon as I finish this. Probably update you once I'm finished, but so far, so good. Last chapter. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't anticlimactic, but it was things I knew were going to happen. It was things I could guess from around like 60% of the way through. Like there was definitely some things in there that had me a little shocked. And I just think of Volta, Theon's dad, Theon and Axel's dad. He reminds me so much of Lionel from Zodiac Academy. That was so good. It is the next morning and I'm here to finally round out this video. I feel like it's taken so long for me to get to the end of this reading vlog, but I'm glad we're here. I'm glad I finally managed to film 3 books. Reign of Shadows and Endings by Melissa K. Roerick. Finished this last night. I don't know what I actually expected going into this book because I had heard so many different things about it. I heard it was like extremely dark, but I'm so happy with this book. It wasn't as dark as I actually expected it to be. It is still a very dark book, but it wasn't quite as dark as I expected it to be, and I actually really enjoyed it. I feel like I didn't enjoy those darker elements obviously, but I feel like it was just part of the world. It's just, yeah, it is literally part of the world. It is vital that you know that going into it. And it's not in the way that is, like I said before, it's not in the way where it's romanticized. It's in the way where it is just part of this, the way things are. I feel like things are going to change. I don't know if it's necessarily going to get much better, but I feel like there is loads of room for things to change. I feel like our main female character might be a part of that because of everything she's gone through. And I do feel for her. I do really feel for her. Specifically, something that happened near the end of this book. I don't know how she's going to be in the next one, but I do want to see her become who she's meant to be and become more powerful than she already is, because damn, they need some real reality checks. They need to see how their actions are wrong. I mean, I know they've been raised to think that there's nothing wrong with the way they treat the Fae and people beneath them, but like, come on. Really happy with how this ended. I feel like it was a really satisfying ending. It leaves you wanting enough to go straight into the next book. I think I'm gonna have a little break and then I'm gonna jump straight back into this world because I am invested big time now. It's potential god tier. It's potential 6-star. I mean, this wasn't a 6-star, it was a 4.5, but I feel like it has the potential to be a 6-star god tier series. And yeah, I just haven't felt as invested in a fantasy as I have this for a little while, and I'm so intrigued. I'm so excited to go back into this world and I just cannot wait. That is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. This was a long one in the making. I don't know why it took me quite so long to film and get through these books, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I hope I see you again in the next one.